In this episode, Après competes in the Lake Michigan Clipper Cup from Muskegon to Port Washington. But first, we have to get to Muskegon. So it's Wednesday the 7th, and we're just about to leave Milwaukee to head to Muskegon. So we're going to cross the lake. The wind is right in front of us, so we're under motor. We might throw a sail up later if it clocks around a bit, but right now we're just going to go pretty much on delivery, really. So it's a beautiful night though, with maybe 2-foot waves. Lake Express just caught up with us, going across the silhouette in the sun here, just behind us. So we're halfway across Lake Michigan and there's nothing around us. And then all of a sudden there is this ship coming towards us from the side, and they are basically going to pass within 0.1 of a mile of us. So we've had to adjust our course accordingly to skip them. But yeah, we're still on the wrong line, so we should be good. We're really just making the passage across to Muskegon tonight, so no big deal. So he's passed us now, he's just gone in front of us, so we'll pass him behind by about half a mile. So we're just arriving in Muskegon as the sun is coming up. It is pretty nice out there. The sun's rising, the waves are pretty, there's pretty much no waves now. There was on the way over, but now there's not. We are about this is the distance, so we're about 2.1 miles away, 0.3 hours to get there, so 20 minutes basically. We're doing 6.5 knots or thereabouts. We're completely under motor, there's not enough wind to do anything else. But yeah, as you can see, sunrise in Michigan. It is about 5:50 a.m. I was gonna talk about these three boats here, because this is the South Shore area of Muskegon Yacht Club right now. So we've got Après, obviously, and then we got Pickle, who's one of my neighbours in the North Mooring Field, and then we got Stolen Goat, who is on the other side in McKinley, but is a member of South Shore Yacht Club. So yeah, we're good showing from South Shore in this race. It's all right. Here we are in Muskegon. We're at the deck on Muskegon Beach, basically. We're here for the Club Cup, and we've got a crew of Après, and we've got the crew of Pickle, and the crew of Stolen Goat, and the crew of Ace's Dream. So we're gonna have a good race tomorrow. I think the wind is gonna be unfavourable, but it might be a long race, but it should be okay. So we're all looking forward to it. It should be a good day. All right, cheers everyone. Cheers. Cheers. Okay.
Rising up through the air, up ahead in the distance I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight on around to judge me. I can't see clearly when you're gone, and I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. Well, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
So it's race day, and we're just about to set off. Got Art obviously over here, and then the crew today is Patrick. Remember Patrick from last year, and James over here as well. So yeah, we got some of the usual suspects and Patrick as well. So that's cool. Yeah, the weather today looks like it's going to be a beat all the way to Port Washington from Muskegon, so we'll see how it goes, and see how we do. We're in Jib and Main division today, so we're going to be basically flying the Jib and Main. Got Abby Marie over here, who beat us last year. Oh, actually, they didn't beat us last year. They beat us the year before. Last year. Oh, actually, they beat us last year. Yeah. Big heavy boat. So they usually do well if it's a heavy weather day, which it's going to be. We'll see though, because it's
heavy weather reaching.
Yeah, probably won't do so well to wind as we're going to do. So we'll see. But yeah. Race committee. This is sailing vessel Après, A-P-R-E-S, Après. Sail number 336. Checking in. Over. We began the race strongly with Art at the helm. We were sailing close hauled, aiming as high as possible, but Amazing Grace was steadily pulling ahead of us. Meanwhile, I noticed we were distancing ourselves from Windborne. However, none of us were maintaining a direct course to Port Washington. The ship coming right through the field. Got a bit close to a couple of boats, but nothing crazy. Our situation took an unexpected turn as we neared Amazing Grace. A radio transmission from the vessel announced their intention to retire from the race and return to Michigan. This development left our team in a head-to-head contest with Windborne alone. Shortly after receiving the news, the wind conditions began to shift and prompted the decision to execute attack head north towards the rum line. Basically on the wind, so we've pretty much just got to keep tacking and then end up in Port Washington. We were seeing anywhere between 17 and 28 knots of apparent wind. We're double reefed on the main and we have a full jib, and we're likely to reef the jib as well next time we tack. So we're about 30 miles away from Port Washington and almost on the rum line when the wind shifted and again we had to tack. Once we tacked, we were pointing directly to Milwaukee and not to Port Washington where we wanted to go. So we've got about 23 miles left. We're currently pointing towards Atwater Beach in Milwaukee, but once we get a bit further, actually we'll probably end up tacking all the way from wherever we hit 330 degrees back to into port from here. But yeah, it's been a bit hairy one. We've seen over 30 knots of wind. We've got 2 reefs in the main, and the jib is really just a little triangle. So you can see it, and it's making a lot of noise. You probably can't hear what I'm saying anyway. So, but yeah, we're still going to go on. We've heard loads of people on the radio calling in saying that they were going back or going somewhere else, or just abandoning the race. So it'd be interesting to see how many boats actually continued racing. So we'll see. So I just came downstairs, and I came downstairs to grab some chips and stuff, something to eat. The crew, with all the waves and everything, nobody's really feeling like eating something proper. We had sandwiches at lunchtime, and we were gonna do, I have chicken pot pies that I was gonna put on, but you know, we are at like 30 degrees or thereabouts, and you know, I'd have done it on the Queen's Cup. We had shepherd's pie, but nobody really wants it. So I think what we're gonna do is, once we get closer in and maybe the waves subside a little bit, then we'll put them on and maybe just have them when we arrive in Port Washington. But yeah, so far so good. Everyone just got a bit happy, a little bit happier, because we just saw all the buildings in Milwaukee, so we see land from where we are, so that's cool. the seas are sort of laying down a little bit, and then there's a nice sky over there. It was around 11 p.m. Central Time and the wind had dropped off a bit. We were closing in on Port Washington and the end of a long race. In the next episode, we will show you how we did, but for now, after a grueling 15-hour, 39 minutes and 14 seconds, we finished the race and pulled into Port Washington Marina Basin.